Hi friends, so hope you all doing great, and this is Satish Narayan. I'm a cost and management accountant. So thank you for coming to my YouTube channel. Please ensure you subscribe to my channel and click on the notification button to get the videos right the time when I upload it to the channel. Okay, so the intent of doing this special video for you guys is I've been like receiving plenty of questions or queries in Quora website wherein I see the many aspirants, that is the CMA aspirants, want to know the scope of the cost and management accountancy course, especially in the current scenario. Okay, so I just like thinking that instead of like writing those things in the words, the two multiple times to many of the aspirants query, I thought like I'll do a special video for you guys and ensure that this will be helpful for you guys. So I'll be happy to answer all type of queries after watching this video. Please do drop your comments in the below section, or even you can get in touch with me by email or through Quora. So you can follow me in the Twitter also. I do have websites. Okay, so having said this, let's jump into our topic for the day. So before that, I just wanted to have or give you some CMA at a glance. So this is this slide which has few points which talks about the CMA course. Okay, so CMA course, as you know, it has been like given by the ICMAI, so it is established by the special act of the Parliament of India, so it is the ICWAI Act. Okay, so there are like around 65,000 members, which is an approximate numbers, and we have every year we see around 2,500 to 3,000 aspirants who qualify, that is freshly qualify every year as a CMA. So in the current scenario, we have a huge demand for CMAs both in domestic and the international level. So evaluation of CMA, that is the institute, earlier it was ICWAI, then we moved to ICAI, which is Cost and Institute of Cost Accountants of India. Then we are currently in progress of getting the approval for changing our name from ICAI to ICMAI, which creates a standard for our institute, right? Okay, so with that, we have the final point, which says we have three levels to qualify as a CMA. So this is just a few points which I want to give it to you guys as a glance. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so CMA course levels. So we have three levels in order to qualify as a cost and management accountant. The first level being the foundation level. So if in case if you are graduated, you can directly enroll it to the intermediate level. So we have second level, which is intermediate level, under which we have group 1 followed by group 2. Then we have final level, we have group 3 and group 4. So I will not discussing in detail about these levels because the intent of this video is different than what you see on this slide. Okay, so when it comes to the syllabus, we have costing, we have taxation, both indirect and direct taxation. We have business strategy, financial accounting, management accounting, and other important syllabus forming part of our CMA course. Perfect. So let's move on without wasting further time. Well, let's move on to the important topic for the day, which is the scope of CMA course. Okay, in case if you are qualified, if you intend to qualify as a cost and management accountant, areas in which you can expertise as in the area of cost accounting, that is our core accounting, right? So in that you can expertise. Along with that, you also can expertise in the management accounting. That is when, right? So we were earlier cost accountants. Now we are called as a cost and management accountant. So you can expertise in that field. Very important. The next point is the taxation. So after GST coming into picture, we see lot of opportunities being given by the government for the CMAs. So you can expertise in the auditing field. You can also expertise in the corporate laws. So this has gained a momentum, especially after the introduction of the Companies Act 2013. Okay, so with that, we that a CM is also getting a lot of opportunities. It is just you who need to decide what needs to be taken as your expertise after you qualify as a cost and management accountant. Perfect. Let's move on. So, as I already mentioned initially, once you qualify, you can expertise in various fields. You have plenty of opportunities, and if you see this current slide, you have lot of career opportunities. I just listed few of the career opportunities for you guys to just have a glimpse of the opportunities which is being like available for the qualified cost and management accountant. Okay, so you can start your career as a management and cost accounting. You can you can start building your career in financial accounting, financial risk management, management consulting, and the performance management. The next important thing is the financial planning and analysis, which is you can see many of the multinational companies have this specifically dedicated departments who does the financial planning and the analysis. You can build your strong analytical skills in this field or in this career too. In case if you're interested in corporate finance, that is you can build your careers in mergers and acquisitions, IPO, share and debt issues. So all this are the opportunities which you can get it in the corporate finance. You can enter into venture capital. You can, in case if you're interested in auditing, you can go with internal auditing. As already mentioned, the Companies Act, which has given a lot of opportunities for us. You can go with corporate governance, and in case if you're interested with the taxation, especially as we already discussed, the introduction of the GST has given a lot of opportunities for the CMS. So you can build your career in taxation both in the direct and the indirect taxation. And there are like some of the states in India which allows CMS to perform the cooperative society audits. So you can build your career in this too. So as I already mentioned, this is just a few of the career opportunities what I mentioned in high level. So there are other than these two. In case if you have something which you feel which should be forming part of this list, please do put it in your comment section so that it will be helpful for the other subscribers. Perfect. Let's move on. So in case if you qualify as a cost and management accountant, let's say you select one specific domain and then you pitch into a different in the area where you will be interested. In case if you pick any of the thing, there will be plenty of designation which will be allocated or which will be designed and given to you, right? So out of that I just picked few high level designations for which is being given for the CMS. So the first one being the finance manager. In case if you're handling an end-to-end finance of any of the organization, you might end up getting a finance manager role. You might become a financial analyst. So this especially you can see a lot of opportunities in multinational companies wherein a qualified person will be given a financial analyst role. Okay, under this you do financial and planning kind of activities, right? Okay, so in case if you pick a different area, you'll become a financial risk manager. So you can become a financial controller, you can become a cost accountant. So you can become a chief financial officer, you can become a cost manager, you can become a relationship manager, chief internal auditor, financial consultant in case if you want to work the multiple companies, you can become a consultant and give your best services to them, wherein you'll be called as a financial consultant. And in case if you're just entering, you can become an internal auditor, then you can move on to the chief internal auditor. Okay. Okay, so very important point here is, so the designation doesn't matter for CMS is what I believe, because once you gain the kind of knowledge, once you gain, once you try to get that kind of expertise in any other field, whichever you're interested with, you might be interested in taxation, you might be interested in auditing, you might be interested in the risk management or whatever it is, you just pick one, expertise in that, and this designation doesn't matter for you. Your knowledge is what should talk when it comes to your performance. Okay, so in case if you expertise in any one field, they directly recognize, okay, this person is expertise in this, let's approach him irrespective of your designation. Okay, because I see a lot of people will most of the time worry about designation, including me who was worrying earlier, but now I feel designation is in secondary. The preliminary interest and preliminary importance should be given to your knowledge and the expertise. Okay, so let's move on. So those are the two different slides which I collated from various websites. So here is a very in detail scope which I got it from the CMA portal. I just given the link below here. You just like log in and try to get more professional awareness which is available for the um, cost and management accountant. So I just picked few for your reference which we already discussed in the previous slide. So you can do the cost audit under Companies Act section 148 subsection 2, and I mean like you can authorize to appoint as a cost auditor and conduct cost audit as per the provisions of the company's rules 2014 as per section 138 subsection 1 of Companies Act 2013. So this empowers the cost accountants or the firms of cost accountants to conduct the internal audit of the class of companies. So which is again, let's not go in detail because as I already mentioned, so this is just for information reference. So more details can be found in the below link which I given. Okay, so you will be authorized to perform the special audit under Customs Act 1962. Ministry of Health and Family Welfare also allows internal audit and concurrent audit under National Health Mission. So Ministry of Road Transport and Highways also allows us to perform some of the activities, and we have NABARD which allows us to perform the stock audit for working capital, and we have NSDL which allows us to perform internal and concurrent audit, and we have respective bank circulars which will allow us to perform the concurrent audit, forensic audit, or other professional services which we, that is as a cost and management accountant, can provide to the industry. So as I already mentioned in like the previous slide, so cost audits, I mean like auditing can also be done for some of the cooperative societies in some of the states. Okay, it's not complete India, but in most of the states it's currently being allowed, wherein our institute is directly working with many of the state governments to get approval and to include our name as an accountant in the laws. Okay, so more details can be found in the below link. So in case if you feel uh, you have any of the questions, queries on this or any of the professional avenues which is mentioned in the link that is in ICMA portal, if you need further clarity, please do get in touch with me, because I don't want to go in detail and unnecessarily like put too much of wordings on the slide to make you too much a boring session for you guys. Okay, Perfect. So this is a very important slide which I prepared based on my expertise and the knowledge. So there are plenty of differences between these three courses. I see like once someone intend to pursue their career or pursue their education in any of the professional courses, they just um, tend to get confused with many of the professional courses. They especially are cost and management accountant, the company secretaries, and the chartered accountants. Okay, I thought I'll just like have one slide for you guys just to differentiate between these three courses. But however, please do note I do not want to put any of the courses down because the intent of this slide of this video is to just give a brief introduction about these courses to our subscribers so that they can take a wise decision based on these differences. Okay, so if you ask me, three courses also beautifully designed for a specific set of people. Okay, so it all depends on what you want to pursue and what you want to do in your career. Okay, so let's try to find the differences, some of the differences. Okay, so CMA is the Institute of Cost Accountants of India, which will be going to be in ICMAI, that is Institute of Cost and Management Accountants of India, that is in the nearby future. So we have CS, which is ICSI, that is the Institute of Company Secretaries of India. So we have Chartered Accountants, that is the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. So these are the governing institute which governs these courses. So remember, all these courses are being like enacted by the Parliament of India. Okay. Now we have the levels, three different levels in three courses also. So the first level being the foundation level, intermediate level, the final level for the CMA. We have foundation level, executive level, professional level for the company secretaries. So we have common proficiency test, people call it as CPT. We have professional competency course, that is IPCC, or some people call it as PCE. Um, and we have the final course for chartered accountancy course. Okay, and the course subjects very important. Okay, I see most of the cost and management accountant syllabus is like similar like chartered accountancy course, so I do not find major differences. There might be few topics or a few subject, one or two subjects, there might be minor changes in that, but other than that I don't see major differences. Having said that, CMA course is similar with almost similar with CA, but we, that is ICMAI Institute, gives more importance to cost and management um, topics and some of the laws and uh, laws and other stuffs. Okay, including the taxation. Okay, the CS talks about like similar subjects. I can tell a similar subjects, almost like 70 to 80% of the subject matches with the cost and management accountancy course. But in this course, more importance is being given to laws and compliance because those are related to company secretaries. So, since laws and compliance are the very much important aspect of CS, so they give more importance to these two parts. Coming to CA, that is Chartered Accountancy course, which gives more importance to financial auditing, reporting, and some of the statutory things which is being like allocated specifically to the chartered accountants. Exemptions. So exemptions, I see a lot of exemptions which you can get it if you complete your CMA and CS. And if you have completed your CMA, you get a lot of exemptions in CS levels and vice versa. But however, coming to the exemptions in the chartered accountancy course, that is once you pursue a chartered accountancy course, I don't see major exemptions which you can claim in CS or CMA. But however, chartered accountancy institute has many of the MOUs with foreign institutes like the check once. Yeah. So mutual recognition agreement with the South African Institute of Chartered Accountants, and they have a pilot international pathway program of chartered accountants Australia and New Zealand. So they have a MO, that is mutual recognition agreement with CPA Ireland. So have they have a mutual recognition agreement with CPA Australia. So likewise, they have a lot of international exemptions. However, in case if you're interested to pursue any of those courses, you can try to get those exemptions. But however, coming to Indian scenarios, so getting exemptions after doing CA in either in CS or CMA is very minimal. So you can just like decide what you want to pursue after after you choose any of the courses in out of these three. Okay, so average salary. So this um, is not a right number if you ask me. Okay, so if you decide after pursuing these courses to continue your career in the any of the MNCs or any of the organization, so these are the rough estimated salary which you'll be getting as a fresher. Okay, so CMS can try to get a freshers. Okay, all these numbers are for the freshers. With the right set of skills and the knowledge, you will be getting around 8 lakhs per annum. So if in case if you are a company secretary, you will be getting 7.5 lakhs, and if you're qualified as a chartered accountant, you'll be getting in around 9 lakhs per annum. So these are rough numbers. This depends on industry to industry, and depends on domestic company, international companies, so etc. Okay. However, if in case if you jump to a practice after qualifying, so these numbers will not be available with you once you qualify, right? Once you start your practice. So practice is a different aspect. So if you enter into practice, the previous slide, whatever we talked about, the opportunities or the avenues which is available for the cost content, right? So all those things will be available. However, if you select to enter into a job, so these are the numbers which you can expect it. Okay. So MOUs, as already mentioned, so, the ICMAI has a lot of exemptions, or MOUs or MRAs, that is mutual recognition agreements with CMA US, CMA UK, ACCA, etc. So they also have MOU with IGNO, where indirectly you can enroll for MCOM examination, that is a specialized examination for specifically designed for CMAs. Chartered Accounting Institute too has many of the MOUs with Institute of Valuers, Institute of Directors, CS Malaysia, IGNO, etc. And the Chartered Accountants course, as already mentioned, like they have many of the international recognized MOUs and MRS. So one being CPA Australia, CPA Ireland, etc. Okay, which is best? Okay, so this is the complicated suggestion which I would not like to give, because as I already mentioned, I most of my students are from these courses only, so I don't want to like put wrong notation on these courses. So it all depends on your career goal, your plans, your interest, your passion. Okay, so just like leave to you guys. So decide wisely and choose the best course based on your career plans and aspirations. Okay, so all courses is beautifully designed. So it is just you who need to decide and take the right decision so that it becomes a strong pillar for your career. Okay, perfect. So that is the end of our video session. So thank you very much for coming to my channel and watching this special video. I am very much happy to welcome your suggestions, comments below, and please ensure that you subscribe to my channel. And any suggestions for improvement, or in case if you want any of these special videos to be made from my end, please do drop in a mail to me with these details. You can get in touch with me. Okay, so with that, we'll come to the end of our session. So I have another YouTube channel too, which is Cash Chand. Please do subscribe. So that is for your financial intelligence partner. support. Okay, so with that we'll end our session. Thank you very much. Have a great day. See you. Take care. Until then, we meet in the next video. Bye bye.